ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It's Max with Mura Tech Talk, and I'm back with another video. So this is my long-term review of the Pixel 6a, which I'm filming from right now, using the front-facing camera. So I've had this phone basically since launch, and I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts on about this phone. So the retail on it is $449, and I mentioned that in my review, and already there are carrier incentives to get this phone much cheaper than that. You go to Best Buy right now with the unlocked model, you can get it for $300 if you activate it on one of the big carriers here in the States, which would be T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. And I've seen it lower with some of the carrier variants of the phone. T-Mobile one in particular was $210 activated. I believe it's still on sale for that if you go through Best Buy. So $210, you're getting the Tensor chip, you're getting the update promise from Google. I think it was 3 OSs and an additional year of security updates after that, so 4 total years of software support. That's a good value. To me, that's a really good value. You're gonna have a phone that's software supported for at least 4 years. So there's that. My other favorite things about this phone are camera quality. I've not missed a shot with this phone, ever. I can't think of any time I've missed a picture shot with this phone. The video quality has been good for me. I mean, the selfie camera right now I'm filming this on should be a testament to that. Hopefully it looks decent on your end. But my experience on this phone has been good. And this really, for me, brings into question how much should I really be spending on a phone if I can get this kind of value at under $449 when it's on sale? It's hard to argue, for me at least, from being fiscally responsible. I can't. It's harder for me these days to justify $800 plus when this kind of value proposition exists. It really is. Now, Apple has their lower cost iPhone, the iPhone SE, and there are a lot of good things about that phone too, but there's also sacrifices. For instance, the battery life on the Pixel 6a for me has been all-day battery life. I don't usually have to ever worry about putting this thing on the charger. Me waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 5, and going to the gym, and still having some reserves left in the tank for the battery, not having to worry about it. But my use case is generally YouTube, music, streaming, phone calls, texts, answering emails. And I think that's a typical use case for most people. I even do some gaming on this. I have Pokemon Go, I have the Mortal Kombat game on here, which uses the Unreal Engine. It's a fairly intensive game for the processor and GPU. And especially Pokemon Go, because that's utilizing a bunch of different components simultaneously with the GPS, processor, and the graphics processor. So I get all-day battery life out of this phone too, and I'm really happy with this phone. Now, I've been an iPhone user pretty much since the 3GS. So I'm a long-time iPhone user. And coming off of the iPhone 13, then trying this out, it begs the question for me again. The value of phones, what we're getting for $400 right now is frankly incredible. And the 6A is in that league. I would consider the iPhone SE in that league. And to some degree, the Samsung A series, because you get the full software support from Samsung for, I believe, the 5 years. It doesn't use the flagship processor though, like the Pixel series does and the iPhone does. So my confidence in long-term usability for a phone like the A53 from Samsung, personally, it's not as good as, I wouldn't feel as confident as I do with this Pixel 6a or an iPhone SE. And for something that's at the same price point, I think the Pixel 6a is the better value here. So after 2 months now of owning this phone, I can safely say camera quality is great, battery life is great. 60 hertz doesn't matter on this phone at this price point. It's a lot harder to argue at $800 if this were the case. Much, much harder. Apple iPhone 14 users, I'm sorry, you didn't get anything more than 60 hertz this year. You are getting a really nice OLED panel, but you're not getting the upgraded refresh rates. And like I said, at the $449 price point, it's a lot easier for me to justify 60 hertz. Much, much easier. Especially considering we're getting an OLED panel on the Pixel 6a here. That being said, my overall experience with this phone, and I looked at the iPhone SE, I'm getting a much better screen on the Pixel, much more immersive, it's a bigger screen. Battery life is generally better on paper. I'm sure you could get all-day battery life out of an iPhone SE, but some of the battery drain tests I've seen clocks in under 5 hours screen on time, and I usually get 6 hours on this phone, the 6a, so that's significant. So, and again, not knocking the iPhone. If you're in that ecosystem and you don't want to spend so much money, honestly, I think the 12 is a better value. The iPhone 12, I think you're going to get a better experience with a larger screen on that phone. But just one man's opinion. What do you think? Do you think the Pixel 6a could be your next phone? I really enjoyed it, and I think if you're in the market for a mid-range price phone, give it a shot. You might be surprised that you like it. Anyways, thanks for sticking with me on this video. Leave a comment, subscribe, do all the things below. Hit the button and stuff, whether you like it or not. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.